We're going up, up, up. It's our moment. Together we're glowing. Gonna be golden. 안녕하세요. 제 이름은 실비입니다. Hello, my loves. Welcome back to Silvie Celiz Truth. Today, we're going to talk about homeschooling, my homeschooling journey, and I am going to touch upon 3 things in my homeschooling journey that I think are key, and I have them in a post-it in my. The first one's going to be, we're going to talk about deschooling yourself is the first one. Key. How your child is your curriculum. I mean, it's laid out right there in front of you. And it wasn't until I realized that I aligned myself into less stress. It frees you. Your child is your curriculum. We're going to talk about that. And then the third one is Soul School for the New Earth. That means that we are not doing the traditional school system at home. That's why I don't even like the word homeschooling, because that's not what we're doing. And we're going to talk about what that means in today's episode. This is a little like intro. Sometimes when I listen to podcasts, I want for someone to go deeper into something I heard, that they just went to the next question or whatever. And so if you hear something that you want me to go deeper on, please leave it in the comment. Let me know, and I will be more than happy to do that. I'm just feeling so good today. Because after a release, which happened last week, massive eclipse, was really intense for me. But I feel so much lighter because I was able to release some energetic weight that was deep in my being, in my consciousness, that was just this heavy load lifted off of me. So now I feel a lot lighter, like literally you feel it. This is my 2 words for the week, 2 words, 2 Korean words for the week, which makes kind of a sentence, I don't know. 기분이 좋아요. 기분이 좋아. 기분이 좋아요. Feeling good today. I kept repeating this over and over with my son. He was getting so annoyed. I was trying to go from from a higher note to a lower note. I was like, 기분이 좋아요. 기분이 좋아요. 기분이 좋아요. 기분이 좋아요. 기분이 좋아요. 기분이 좋아요. 기분이 좋아. 기분이 좋아요. I don't know if people get bored. Just like literally, I could just be on my own and have a good time. Seriously. Just tune in and feel free. This is what MOVEbit does for me. See, the more that I practice marinating in my own sauce, expressing my being through my MOVEbit, intuitive dance, meditation, I have a really fun time expressing myself, playing with my own avatar, with my own sound, with my own voice, with anything that's got to do with expression. It's just so much fun. We can learn to just be free and not judge ourselves. See, the way that you judge other people is because you're that judgmental with you. But when you're free from judging yourself and others, you're just being and enjoying yourself, it's a different game. That's the game I'm voting for everybody. That's the game that I'm in. And I know it's challenging because there's so much to deconstruct, to all the walls to tear down, all of the programs, all the conditioning, all of the lies. Because it's somebody's interpretation of reality. It's not necessarily the truth. It's your interpretation of reality. The way that your lens sees the world and yourself. I have an episode where I talk about expanding your view of realities and the different lenses that you can cultivate when you're using a camera to film, and you have different lenses like a zoom lens or like an 80 mil or a 50 mil. They give you a different perspective and a different, even like from softness to really sharp to a fish eye lens. It just gives you a different view of reality. Now, are all of those realities just true? Yeah, from that perspective, it is true. But is it the ultimate truth? No, no, it is just from that lens. I mean, who knows what things are really like, because there are so many multiple views of reality, so many lessons of reality. The way that we're picking up or projecting reality, the way that we are interpreting reality through our very own lens, meaning even our brain, like the electrical, the light that we are able to grab. I mean, there's so many components to that. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to do that. Okay, let's go into the homeschooling. My journey with homeschooling. Oh Lord, I've had such growth edges and so many levels that it's just so detailed. However, I'm going to say a couple of things. One is that MOVEbit has completely supported me in my journey. It has helped me to build my emotional intelligence skills, resilience, really channel all the leads that I need in order to do it. Keeping my nervous system regulated, because you are going to need that. I think you're going to need that for everything, especially now going into the digital age of AI and all the things that are coming with that. It has been the practice, the spiritual practice for me. Let's go with the first one, deschooling yourself. At the beginning of my homeschooling, our homeschooling journey, I was like, okay, well, for sure we have to deschool ourselves, because we're not going to bring the school system, curriculum, whatever they're doing there, into the house. Okay, we need to deconstruct everything we ever thought school was. Because for us, life, this entire reality, is the school. This wasn't about isolating the child into doing the same thing that they're doing over there in the school system. Because the thing is that when the Industrial Revolution happened, it was really built and designed to create workers. I mean, even think about it. Even the bell, ding, it's like clock in, clock out. It's like an assembly line, robotic, ding, 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 ding. But we're not robots. Okay, we're not robots. However, minds are very suggestible, and you can train a mind and people in a system if you repetition. And if you don't learn to question things, then you're just going to go along like the herd. You're going to go along with everything. But then there comes those people like myself, neurodivergent people, who are going to question the system, are going to question, this doesn't make sense to me. This doesn't feel right. And why are we doing this? What is the purpose? For what? Now going into where we're going. Before it was like everybody had land and you bartered and you like your little town. Then came the Industrial Revolution, people in offices, all like in the office, and you 9 to 5 and cubicles and workers and factories and things like that. And now it's like you can have a business from your home. You don't have to go to a 9 to 5. And I'm talking about general population, because not everybody does that, depending on your income stream and circumstances. But what are we doing? Like, why are we going to this place, and for what? We're going into this new age of AI, which is pretty much going to take out 70%, if not more, of all of the jobs that are out there, including things like doctors and just a bunch of different kinds of jobs, careers. Even I think about the film industry and the holograms that are coming out, or people making commercials, and how, oh, you know what, just get my hologram and then I get a residual licensing fee for my avatar, something like that, like crazy. I mean, there's so many things. Deschooling yourself means like completely just erasing and deleting what you thought school was. so that you can create a new system that supports where you're going. And also that supports your own design, your own gifts, your own vision of your life and yourself and the world. I mean, it's just like, it's so creative, right? So this opportunity, once we deschool ourselves and we're like, okay, we're free, we could do something completely custom. It's sort of like bespoke. And I love that idea because I saw a lot of gaps in what we were calling the school. Like, first of all, the entire life is a school. I mean, we're learning, we are programmed, we are designed to learn. We learn all the time. So it took us a really long time though. You think you can just deschool yourself, but the programming is so wired in you. It's so wired that you start to feel, well, you don't see it. People are not doing that and people are questioning you. And you think, oh, shoot, am I doing the right thing? You start to doubt yourself. You start to be like, oh, how do you even do this? Have to come up with your way. And this leads me to point number 2, which is your child is the curriculum. Your child comes with a blueprint, a storyline, certain things that they specifically came to experience and to grow out of and to master. All of us, we all have our own things that we're drawn to, that our gift that we came here to experience, to develop, to express, to chisel at, like a diamond, right? Like a diamond in the rough, to chisel at. But also we have a spiritual growth edge. We have things some fears to overcome and that we've been overcoming for lifetimes. And we are paired up, or we choose our team, our parents and our situations and things like that. And I know I've questioned this a lot. Like, why would someone choose such a harsh reality sometimes? And some of the places that are out there with wars and, that's another episode. I've actually gone deep into this stuff. I really wanted to understand. Let me just go back for a minute. In the traditional school system, it's a one size fits all. If you think that your child is a one size fits all, it's going to be a struggle from the beginning. And the child is going to feel so misunderstood, which most of us feel misunderstood, unsupported. So it doesn't work. That doesn't work. It's a little bit ridiculous. And I can't believe all of us adhere to this, Jess. Okay, that's the truth. And it's fear. We think this is what you have to do. This is what you have to do. No, you don't have to do that. Why do you have to do that? Like, for what? So your child's education is not a one size fits all type of thing. It's not. Everybody has a unique path. They have, like Tom Campbell says, their experience package is unique to them. And we can see this in astrology, for example. Astrology is an amazing tool. I really resonate with astrology as a tool. And it's sort of like a little hint in the game, in this Earth reality game, where it's like, well, you know what? We'll just hint out a little blueprint. Maybe they can see some things. When my son was born, I had his chart done. For me, I love certain placements in the astrology chart because I see that it totally coincides to the person's path. And so one of my favorite placements to look out for is the North Node. And the North Node tells you what you came here to learn, some of the lessons, some of the masterships. And then your South Node is like some of the things that you've been mastering over the different lifetimes and stuff like that. And my experience has been pretty accurate. It's pretty interesting. I see to also the midheaven, which is like your profession, career. And these are energies, okay? These are like nudges. These are a little bit broad. The most important thing is that you observe your child. You observe and, having him every day, taking his education into my own hands, being with him day and night, allows me to really get to know him on different levels. I observe, his temperament, his qualities, the things he's attracted to, the things he likes to talk about, his natural tempo, his rhythm. I really get to observe and understand, like, who is this being? Like, who is this being? And it's revealed to me what he needs to focus on. So your child is the curriculum. As you observe your child, you see his timeline. Like, he will learn at his own pace in his own way, and it will be revealed to you. Like, for example, my son, he loved reading from the beginning. Like, we didn't even have to do anything. He learned to read like that. We didn't teach him to read. We created an environment that promoted reading, that was encouraged and fun, and it was something we did together. We read to him a lot. We brought a lot of books around. Naturally, he could have been like, I don't want to, and we would have respected that until he was ready, but he was very into it. And so he read from an early age. Writing, not so much. Writing, he rejected it, like straight up rejection. Like, I do not want to put a pencil or a pen in my hand. There are certain things that he was very much all about from the beginning. So again, your child is the curriculum. So you see, is this person a painter? Is this person super creative? Are they very strategic? Is this child very much like a visual learner? Is this child more audible? A combination of both? Did this child come here to learn more about slowing down or about focusing? Like, all of us don't have to do all of this. You have to do what you came here to do, like your design. I probably have done every single one to see the patterns. I love seeing patterns. Like, I've checked out my entire family in astrology, in human design, in the gene keys, and plus the observation, and then trying a bunch of things. How about this? How about that? How about this? How about that? Then seeing the parents, right? Like Jesse and I, my husband, we're very musical people. We're very creative. So we'll bring all those things to the table. But for example, we have like 6, 7 guitars around the house, and Wesley doesn't pick up any of them. However, he asked for a keyboard, and he's created his own music through that. Well, nobody told him to. This is a natural thing that if you create a space where you encourage learning and you encourage the child being empowered to express, empowered to voice their opinion, you listen, you create a safe environment for expression. Yes, you're going to influence your child with the things that you've got going on. Like, for example, Wesley MOVEbits every day. He has movement, but I give him choice. Like, how do you want to move? Do you want to do yoga? Do you want to run? Do you want to do gymnastics? Do you want to, and then try them all out. Do you want to dance? How do you want to meditate? Well, let's explore all types of meditations. You tell me what feels good to you, what feels aligned for you. So you get to explore and then you get to build this bond with your child that it's priceless. This also is amazing in order to build relationship building. That's another thing that happens throughout this journey, is that you get to build such tight relationships with your child, and we all get to grow together. That's what happens. So your child will tell you his curriculum, his moon sign. I love looking at the moon sign because when you're a child, you're in your moon sign, and then you grow into your sun sign. Everybody gets to get parented differently because they are a different, unique compendium of frequencies and energies that need to have needs that are unique to them. And the beautiful thing is that you get to practice what it means, the child and the parent. How do we all get our needs met together? And then the child learns to meet their own needs, which is something that sometimes in our reality as adults, we're like, well, gosh, I'm like putting myself on the back burner. I don't have any needs because nobody ever really taught me that that's something important, or that I even have needs for that matter. So these are some of the things. Of course, a lot of this is very, very conscious, intentional parenting. Conscious parenting, intentional parenting it's mindful parenting. I call it intuitive, holistic, which is why I don't like the word homeschooling, because we're not doing school at home. We're not doing that. When I realized that, it was so freeing for me, because you're trying to fit yourself still, because you're programmed, right? You have to fit into this system. That's what school does to us, like the traditional school system. It's like, well, whoever you are, everybody has to fit into this puzzle. And you're like, shoot, but like I can't. It doesn't fit. It doesn't fit, you guys. My puzzle piece has all these edges and stuff, and there are no edges in this puzzle. How am I supposed to fit? But you got to make it fit, and you're like, shoot, I never fit in life, da da da. And then you go through life thinking like, oh, nobody gets me, no, can't be understood. And so all these things happen, right? However, I really don't think that makes sense. It doesn't make sense to me. What makes sense to me is that I identify who you are. And then instead of trying to fit you into a system, create a system that can support your design. That's what makes sense to me. That's what makes sense to me in order to empower your soul, empower your spirit, empower you, empower your design, your wholeness, your expression, right? Doesn't that just, gosh. Of course, I'm going to say this is a privilege to be able to do this. 100%. 100%. There are people that need to, both parents go to work. There are single moms out there. And if you can do it however you can do it, do it. If you're not able to do it because of circumstance, then maybe that was your path. But if you can do it, I absolutely highly want to support you in that you can do it, and then you can also do it this way. Because here we go to number 3, soul schooling for New Earth. Okay. And this is not like, oh, New Earth, yeah, peace and love, New Earth. No, I'm not talking about the woo-woo thing that we're going to go and like burn Palo Santo and stuff like that. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about New Earth, meaning like we are going, whether you like it or not, we're already like on our way. AI is here. The new digital world has started and is going to move fast into a whole new world that you won't even be recognized. I don't know if 5 or even 10 years from now. Okay. So many things. So soul schooling, that's what I call it. Actually, I call it one more thing, but I'm not going to go into it right now. I'm not educating my son for a world of the Industrial Revolution, of ancientness. I'm giving my son a holistic education to prepare him for a world that is coming, for a world that is already on its way here. A digital reality, a digital world that actually is going to pull you more and more away from your soul, away from the truth of who you are. So I have to prepare my son for what's coming so that he can stay in tune, embodied with his soul, with the truth of who he is, not completely lose himself in some deeper virtual reality than the one that we're already in. So wake up, like waking up from the illusion of reality, okay? And then living lucid in the game, playing the game lucid, completely connected to your soul, with your intuition online as well as your intellect. Wholeness, holistic, integral, integrity. Okay, playing the game with integrity. Okay, so that is, to me, gold. You have to completely delete the program of school only happens 8 to 3 o'clock, Monday through Friday. And it's done in this one way where we just learn intellectual academic stuff. No, that's not school. First of all, where is the self in all of that? You do not learn anything about yourself. You don't learn about emotional intelligence. You don't learn about financial intelligence. You don't learn about intuition, hello, which is a huge part of who you are, the operating systems that is inside of you. It's like you're just kind of going around halving it. You have to level it out. You have to become whole. You have to use all that you've got, not just half of what you've got. So the deschooling is going to delete, unlink. So you delete, you can create a new system. Oh, well, here in my system, first of all, I'm going to bring online the fact that I have 2 operating systems that I can work out of, intuition and intellect. And now I'm going to learn what kind of consciousness is my child. What is his flavor, his hues, his tempo, his rhythm, all of his signal? What is his data stream that's within him? What did he come here to learn? What is he drawn to? What is he here to transform? How do I support that, right? And then you create a new system, custom for him, for her. I have a son, so. But you create that custom. He is the curriculum. She is the curriculum, okay? The thing is that in this journey of motherhood and of soul schooling your child, it's going to be revealed to you so many layers of yourself that you forgot about, that you didn't understand, that you put in the back burner, that you need to alchemize yourself. It is a growth journey for both of you. He or she, your child, becomes your teacher. The one that's getting schooled the most is you. Basically what I'm saying. Oh my gosh. Just the deschooling in itself, it is a delayering of all the crap that has been put into your program, into your awareness, blindfolds, taking out blindfolds of blindfolds, releasing trauma after trauma that has been stored in there. I mean, that is part of, and probably the most golden part of the journey, okay? Because we are here to learn and to grow. We're here to learn and to grow into love, into love, into love. One more thing that I want to say is that it is so important to learn to think for yourself. You have to think for yourself. Especially now with ChatGPTs and all the jazzes, blah, 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 blah. And in school, they always, like in the traditional school system, they tell you, like, they're always telling you what to do. And you have to do it this way. And if you don't get it right, guess what? You get punished for it. You get an F, you get a D. Why are you doing that? Why are you talking? When they tell you when to eat, when you have to go to the bathroom, or when you can, or you can't, or you got to sit down all the time. It's not natural. It doesn't empower your own sovereignty. So for me, it is so important. It is so important for a human being to be in tune with his body, to know intuitively, gosh, you know what? I need hydration, or I need to eat something right now. Some people, they're grazers. They need to eat constantly. What if I'm not hungry that time? What if I still need to go to the bathroom? I need to go to the bathroom in peace at that time. Different people, different times. We all have different rhythms. We need to be in tune with that. That is a part of really marinating in our own sauce, in our own, and really embodying it. Like really using our bodies to tune in. And like, I hear so many people like, oh, my body this, I don't like my body. I don't feel like they're awkward even in the walking, or in even like, I don't feel comfortable in my body. It is important that we feel comfortable in our body, but comfortable in the sense that you're tuned in. Your body is a translator sometimes, a communicator, a messenger. Your body will talk to you. You've got this amazing, amazing system here that is with you all the time. And in MOVEbit, it really helps you to to embody it more, to really feel in an intentional way. What does it mean to be in relationship with your body? To be in deep relationship with your body. And the movement, because we're always in movement, we're always moving. Even when we're still, we're moving. Even the thoughts moving, they're part of the movement, right? The breath, you don't even notice, but you're inhaling, you're exhaling. Your heart is beating all the time, movement. Your cells are traveling throughout your veins, trillions of cells, just movement. Your eyes are blinking, movement. Sometimes when you're like this, it's like you gotta blink, you gotta force yourself to blink because you don't. It's so important to think for yourself, to be in tune with your body, to know what needs to come through you. That voice, that silence sometimes. That failing, we need to fail. We need to get it wrong and feel safe to do so. Like it's encouraged. Dust yourself off and try again. You can dust it off and try again, try again. Yes, yes, yes. We ourselves, and this is part of the de-schooling, we ourselves need to de-school ourselves from that whole failing is wrong. Getting it wrong is something wrong with you. That's not true. That is not true. That is a limitation that we put on ourselves. And so it puts us in a place of being stuck. Okay. De-schooling begins with unlearning systems of control, external validation, and standardized thinking. Okay? So again, sovereignty, thinking for yourself. To be free of those systems of control, to be free to create new systems that support your soul, your connection, like even MOVEbit. That soul technology that came out of me to support my intuitive development and my embodiment, my divine embodiment, my awakening to a larger view of reality, to continue to expand, living lucid in the game. You have all of these things inside of you. You just need the environment so that you can hear it, so that you can awaken to them, so that you can be in tune from within, And that was so priceless for me to be able to continue to support intuitive development, not just the intellect. Yes, he will learn how to write, how to do math. If he wants to be a physicist, we'll go deep into math, okay? We'll go deep into math and other things. Whatever he wants to be, we'll deepen into that. And then we'll also bring other things to explore and so that he could be exposed to many, many other things. Question everything that I say. This is my truth. This is why it's called the Silvie Celiz Truth. And I encourage you to inquire and marinate yourself in your own truth. Question your own as well. You know, I question mine. And the truth always comes out. It at some point, it just does. It will rise like the phoenix, you know? Just spread your wings out again. Oh, I love that song. Okay, let's go into my playlist. Oof, I might do this song. Surprise. Do I do this song? Yes.
시간은 달려가 마치 내 꿈처럼 day and night 잠시 내 목마를 태워 나의 추억들을 밖으로 던진다 이거 마치 각본 없는 드라마 생각 못한 결만 나와 예전에 맘속을 덮었던 먼지가 이제는 내 꿈을 짓눌러내
조백감한 밤들을 집어삼켜 이제는 내가 가져가는 태양의 붉은 빛 그 다음에는 차가운 새벽에 외로있던 달밤을 얼굴을 뒤덮어 시점은 색칠한 듯 머릿속에 타올라 가득해져 물음표가 나를 탓한 이제는 보이지 않는 답을 위해서 달려 running on my mind 하지만 그건 더 답답해 이건 내 내일을 위한 격투 지금 내 상태만 지어지게 미래를 본 끝에 yeah. 미소를 난 내게 뿅뿅 걸음이 한숨을 피 지금 이 오늘의 나는 날 보는 것처럼 잠깐의 고요가 위 걸음걸이가 느려질수록 날 부추기는 바람 Hey, turn it with this power now. 잠시 동안 내게 잠든 시간을 줘. 내 삶엔 더해 오답 같은 정답을 내게 show. What?
지금 내게 보이는 건 다 거짓말이 알고 돌아도 같은 시간 속에 몰려 있어.
시퍼런 하늘 아래 불같아는 우리 노래 불같아는 우리 노래 앞으로 많은 멋진 모래바람 타고 날아오는 먹이 사냥하는 고래 그렇다고 먹을 줄 수는 없어 나는 원래 그래 여기저기 돌들이 다 날아오면 칼로 칭칭 다 베어버린 다음 티끌로 만들어 티끌로 태산을 만들어 다 되돌려 준다 끌어올라 신전자에 담겨놔 끌어올려 거기 화에 같이 내가 화가 꽃이었으면 좋겠네 불바다마고 꽃밭이었으면 도로 위에 악마들이 떠들어대네 복잡함의 공기 중에 떠도는 내내 그네를 낚아챈 건 높이 나는 새네 그 새 등 뒤에 타 나는 비행해 I'ma look back to the future in fact let me examine the progress of things as I try to suffocate the road to success I'ma look forward into the sea oblivious sea I call history thunderous waves that rage destroying the maze of memories I wanna see
So should I give up? But really, can I give up? We live in a time and space so full of blinds. It makes me wanna give up. But then again, no, I shouldn't give up. I'm feeling inside, don't wanna give up. We live in a time and space so full of blinds. No, I've had enough. Calling out for help on this carousel. Life is like a dead or an open vet. I just wanna tell to see the Dell tree. Empire, campfire, unpile, old fire, set fire. Rise higher, go wild and chase my dream. That's why I never give up. Never give up.